out and just get our pride and our dignity back, because as a child, we're taught how to go and beg for a job. Our parents, they literally taught us how to make sure you pull your pants up. Me, I'm 6'7", so I'm a bigger man. I was always taught how to not be threatening or intimidate people when I go into different interviews or different scenarios. And so we're literally taught how to condition ourselves, condition our speech, everything, in order to go and beg these people for a job, because we know when we walk in the door, I have to tear down 10 stereotypes before I get past hello. So we need to eliminate that. You know, and we need to eliminate that, and the way that we do that is employing ourselves and employing our brothers and sisters. And so that's our mission, is group economics, uplift ourselves, because I can't empower anyone until I empower myself, and change from just being willing, because it's in my heart and my passion to see my people succeed and see us do better, and change the social order, because I know that we are not supposed to be on bottom. I understand who I was. I know I didn't fall out of the sky and land on a plantation. So when you have knowledge of self and you know who you are, what you come from, it's frustrating more than anything to see us in this position.
Tune into the Artist Exchange every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
No.
Travel. They don't know what.
Baltimore is kind of notorious for that. I mean, there are people who won't even go across town.
Well, Baltimore is supposed to be notorious for it because we're in the country and we're the northernmost southern state. But this is happening in other places too. I travel a lot and I see the same kind of thing happening.
Wow.
So welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We're here live with Mr. Larry Poncho Brown. He has joined us today on the Artist Exchange, and today's topic is, and it gets us to life experience, international goals with local roots. I was speaking with a young lady. She's a singer. She travels a lot, and she was trying to start this program here in Baltimore that gave us some reach. A lot of the young people here are void of reach. We see a lot of stuff on TV, but we're not really connected to it, and we may not have a roadmap to how to get to that point. So she wanted to give these young people an international cultural experience from Baltimore. Because her mindset is you can live anywhere in the world and be an international artist. But it's just how you go about getting, like, you actually have to leave where you are and just go somewhere. You can come right back, but just get up and go somewhere.
Art is simpler than that, man. It's not that complicated. See, what happens is that we've complicated everything. We've become philosophers.
Right.
You know, when I talk to the average artist now, you know, God gave us this ability to process things, to think things through as a form of therapy, period.
Right.
Let's not talk about being in the museum and making money. He gave us that for a reason. There's two types of people on this planet, right? Brain, left brain. You got some that's mixed with both. We keep getting it mixed up. We're not even doing the therapeutic piece. We're so busy worried about making money, making a living, X, Y, Z, being exposed, being accepted, validated, whatever, that we're not even being practitioners. When I talk to the average artist and I ask them, what was your productivity for last year? I hear some of the sorriest specs. I did 12 pieces last year. 12 pieces? And you want to make a living from 12 pieces. Well, first of all, you ain't getting your therapy, so you're crazy as hell. You get on your nerves and you get on everybody else's nerves.
Right.
And you're becoming a frustrated artist, which is next to a crackhead. A frustrated artist is the worst thing you could do.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, I've danced with that a little bit. I haven't quite been in that.
No, but we all do. It's an epidemic of it happening now.
Right.
Like when I was coming along in the 80s, there was nothing that we could do.
Right.
I mean, there was no outlet. There was a couple little shows here and there. When the Cosby Show came on TV, the whole thing got changed overnight.
Yes.
At the same time, technology was merging with media. So it became easier for artists to produce their works.
Right.
When I came in the mid-'80s, that was the biggest movement that could happen for African-American artists, and I was a part of that movement. So, you know, right now we're just all tilted. Media is everywhere. We got all False exposure. We're not using it. Reach. When I started, the reach you got was when you went and talked to somebody. You went to a show. There was no internet. There was no computer. Now we got global reach just by being jacked in, and most of us are not using it.
And for me, that was where me and the young lady kind of split, because for me, I utilize social media for the tool that it's supposed to be, but I like to go places, and I can't learn just by looking at something. Like, I'm a reader, but I have to get out there and do it. I notice I'm my most creative when I actually get to engage with people beyond seeing them on a screen.
But see, now we keep choosing one or the other. The brain is wired that we can do more than one thing. You have to look at where you're trying to go. The media only works for you when you know where you want to go. It's there. You know what I'm saying? How can you... I had to talk to people one-on-one. Now I have 5,000 friends on one page, 6,000 on another. That's 1,200 to 12,000 people that I can reach like that. So you got to understand how it works. We can get, some of us, I don't want to put the stuff on Facebook because somebody might steal it. Get over yourself. You're not that important.
And you're not the only one who thought of it.
You're not even doing your therapy, so you ain't got no artwork anyway. Part of our insecurity comes because we're not actually doing the work. We're fronting like we're doing it. We're traveling with a whole bunch of artists. And we think that's going to give us our feed. Well, the only thing that's going to feed you is that you're not going to feel crazy because you're going to be...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I'm not feeling comfortable about this whole situation.
I'm sorry. Did I do... Look.
Are we live now?
I felt bad
like right now?
Last week.
Oh, my sound is down. Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, everybody.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I didn't hear the clap or the intro music or nothing. That's not your fault. How y'all doing? Welcome to Sunset Soul. I'm your host, Love Dawn. I have with me my co-host, Miss Lasha G.
Hey, y'all.
We got the Bishop in the house, second show, and my very special guest, Mr. Basil, good friend.
Hello, how are you?
He's so good. Hello, how are you?
How you doing? First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who is tuning in right now. For those who are here, could you share so that other people can take part in the conversation if you have not already? Let me see here because I'm doing two things at one time. Last week's show, we talked about forgiveness. Let me just say, after the show last week, I had a couple like lingering conversations with people about forgiveness and the aftermath and the fact that they, they're going to try. Put it like that. I can say that we got a lot of people saying, I hear you, I'm going to try.
All right.
I will also say that I did have someone say, I heard the altar call.
See?
I told you.
I messed up.
They did. Aunt Annie said, I just sound like my aunt. I'm sorry, I threw her out there. I did.
You did, but that's okay.
She's
a supporter. That's
Aunt
good.
Annie, I'm going to try my best to not bring the church too close to
Hold up. No, because Basil, he missed it last week.
He did.
Last week.
So, Basil Lasha was
here.
out of town for work. So, it was myself and the Bishop, his first show. And that's his name. His name is the Bishop, and he did exactly what a bishop would do.
He said,
and the
y'all out there,
anybody who want to call in, and
you just need to let it all out.
Just
we are here for you.
Wow.
I said, where all at?
Brother, it was not that deep.
Call it.
It was.
Don't you dare make us play that playback. But listen,
I need somebody to call in and let them know it wasn't that deep.
We started pleading the blood. No,
he did
we
not
ain't plead.
I
did.
I was on. You plead the blood?
I was in the hotel room. Oh Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, it got heavy. But you know what though?
Baptisms.
We had a hashtag. We had a hashtag last week that lingered for a couple of days. Yeah. Miss Erika, you ready to sing the song yet?
Not at all.
Okay. Tagline. Listen, we gotta leave that baggage in 2017. That's a must. We gotta let it go. We can't go nowhere without it. But today's show is about starting over. What better way than to start a fresh year
then to take part in an awesome event that is coming up that would benefit a lot of the youth, from what I hear, in Ghana. And that's what my great friend Mr. Basil here is going to talk to us about.
Great to have you, man.
Thank you. Well, what we're doing is we have adopted a school in Ghana, Africa, called the Diamond College. It's a school for young kids. And what our founder, Jermaine Gibbs, has done is he has put together a team so that we can go over there, we can adopt the school and give them the necessary things they need in order for success. This school is basically a building. They don't have books or backpacks or computers or anything that you need in order to be successful in a changing world. They don't even have a bathroom. So what we're doing is, Jermaine and our team, we're going over there, we're going to build a bathroom for the school. Or we're going to pay to have it built, rather. We're going to
I
put
thought
a
you were
well.
going to say you had your hands in it.
Nah, I'm not that guy. We're going to put a well in an adjoining village so they can have clean water. And we're even going to pay the teachers because they don't get paid. This school is...
Really?
A guy in the village actually used his own funds to build this school. But like I say, it's just a building. So what we decided to do is we decided to have an event to raise funds on January 28th. And we have Devin Fleming from The Voice. He's going to be our special guest. It's just going to be a really, really classy night. It's you can put your nice clothes on. It's going to be a red carpet event.
Yes.
And we're going to come and you know, just try to raise money so that we can get this school the things that it needs. One thing about people in Africa, and I've never been to Ghana, Jermaine has. That's actually what changed his life and made him want to do this because he saw.
I saw a lot of his photos.
Yeah, he's amazing when it comes to that. He went over there with the church and to take pictures, and the people just changed his life. So he's been over there, I think, 2 or 3 times since then, and he really wants to make a big impact. So that's why we're all going.
So I saw the team. There was a video that y'all had put up maybe last week or so like that.
Right.
It was about 7 of y'all that were 10 of them. Okay, that were that's a part of this team. Right. It seems like everybody has their own, basically that thing that they do to help. You know, this mission. So the event that's coming up is $40.
The tickets are $40. And you get a lot with that, though. You get an amazing evening. You get an evening with dinner. You get drinks. You get your picture taken. You get your car valet. It's a lot of things that go into that. And it's going to be a really, really nice night. It's going to be upscale. It's going to be a really nice night. You're going to get your money's worth.
Okay. And the proceeds from the tickets.
100% of the proceeds. We don't make anything. 100% of the proceeds goes to Diamond College in Africa. We're going over in March. We're actually physically going over in March to make sure this school has everything that it needs. So we're taking donations. We're taking school supplies, book bags, paper, pencils, pens.
Oh, so you're doing so can they bring it to the event? They can bring that to the event. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so besides that, if you can't get the ticket, I mean, listen, it's $40. It's not a whole lot. Right. Everybody is going through their financial hardships, but it's going towards a good place. I just spent that on takeout for me and my kids the other day, and it was nasty. So I truly can spare, $40. But if for whatever reason you just can't do that, you have the wristbands.
Yes, we have wristbands that we're selling for $5. We have T-shirts for $25, I believe. We have hats for $22, I believe. We have a website called HopeMissionsGhana.com.
Hope Missions Ghana.
Missions Ghana. I have a list, so you probably have to go ahead. But it's HopeMissionsGhana.com. Okay. And that'll give you a mission statement. That'll give you an event. And it's a really cool video that we did that you can really kind of see. I think that people in Africa don't have much, especially in Ghana. But the way they praise God in spite of, they're not depressed, they're not down. So it really touched Jermaine's heart. So we definitely want to go over there and give them an opportunity to do great things.
You can buy your tickets online as well.
You can buy your tickets online. And if you can't spare $40, We ask that you buy a wristband. We ask that you donate. And if you don't have any money, we ask that you pray for our safety. And more importantly, pray for the people of Ghana.
Absolutely, absolutely. Listen, y'all, Mr. Basile is going to be here with us. You're going to stay for the rest of the conversation. And for the second half of the show, we're going to reintroduce this again for those who may not be tuning in the earlier part of the show. So we'll say this again, but you'll hear us speak on this throughout the rest of the show. Before we go to the commercial break, I just want to let you know, please share this out so others can take part of the conversation. Though we appreciate your viewing, it would help us so much more greatly if you could share it out so that others could take part in the conversation. If you can't finish watching the show tonight, you already know you can go back tomorrow, any other day, and go back and finish watching the show. But listen, tell people about this event, this Ghana event. It's on next Sunday, the 28th. What time is it?
I said July. January 28th. January 28th. It's from 4 to 8.
In the evening, so that means you done came home from church. If you got an evening service, you already had your good clothes on, so you might as well just
don't wear your church
clothes. Look nice. No jeans. No jeans. We don't want. We want you to really dress
and you know you got an awesome photographer there, so you might as well be ready to take some pictures.
We have a photo booth set up. Like I said, it's going to be a red carpet event. It's at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center.
Okay, and I know Devin gonna kill. That's what he do. And I haven't got a chance to hear him sing live since my niece's funeral, so I would love to hear him sing.
401 North Howard. This is the first performance he has since he's come back from The Voice.
Oh wow!
So he's really excited. He jumped on board, and he's a really good guy.
Okay. So we're going to take this commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into tonight's topic, which is it ever too late to start over? How old is too old? We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up! Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to...
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from, and that's sort of kind of where my 20% came from. When I basically came out and said who I voted for, I received a lot of backlash. Even on my own talk show, which comes on every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m., I was called a coon. Okay, yeah, shout out for the plug. But yeah, someone actually, they told CJ Bernie that I was a coon, and that really hurt me. I've been called everything from a fat whatever and everything, but someone actually commented on his Facebook.
I didn't even say that. That's kind of rough.
Called me a coon, but it's it's crazy because I just feel like someone like Jennifer Holliday, I understand why she stepped down, but I'm kind of upset with her because I think she still should have performed. If you want to jump out there, then stand in your truth. Don't let no one stop you or change your mind about anything. And listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like, she was basically, she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You got to tell. It's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer? So she's not going around with security. As soon as she goes to get her tracks at the mall,
right?
Pow!
Right, but at the same time,
we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, today on The View was basically it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her By her hair. You know her hair made a cat. She got the new weave.
I don't have Jennifer Holiday money, honey. I don't know what this, it might be because it's. I don't got Jennifer Holiday money, but me personally, I feel as though, you know, like I said, once I kind of came out, and even being on this show, because I'm pretty sure the headline says Trump supporter, I'm putting a lot of myself out there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com. You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Talking about the Hope in Ghana. So, okay, we know what the event is, but the Hope in Ghana is, what is that, the movement?
It's an acronym. It stands for Helping Open People's Eyes.
Oh,
that's nice.
Wow. Helping Open People's Eyes.
Yes,
I like
it's an
that.
acronym that we came up with. Like I say, it does exactly what it says. It helps open people's eyes. The world is so much bigger than the United States. Our poverty here, which is big, because we actually started helping the homeless. We actually started helping the homeless. Jermaine had a project called
I saw you feeding the homeless. Yes, but you was doing that for.
You've been doing that for a while,
right? Yeah.
So I think the trip to Ghana changed them a lot. So now it's big. We still do that also. We still take care, but the poverty of Africa is a whole different level.
Yeah. I don't know all the ins and outs of it all, but I did have a friend that went and he would send me pictures, and it was just like detrimental. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know how to respond, because like to me, I'm looking at it like you're showing me something that's bad, and he like, no, this is the good part. Right. This is the best I can show you, and I'm like, are you serious? You know, I didn't realize. You see it, you hear about it, right. But then in all honesty, then you hear people say that's not true. That's not all of Africa. Africa is beautiful. It's this and it's that. So I don't know, you know, which is it. You kind of think then what they are portraying is just to get over or something like that on you. You don't really know who to believe. I mean, I know you, and you know, I believe that Jermaine is being honest. Absolutely. But when you see it from the TV or from you don't know who to believe.
But you gotta think about how people look at us when we tell people from outside that we're from Baltimore. They think everything is The Wire. And The Wire was very accurate in its depiction of what Baltimore is, but that's not all of Baltimore.
Right.
So it means the same thing.
I got a quick question. Do you get any kickback or strong people saying, why don't you help here? Absolutely. More than you help over there? I see a lot of push. When are we going to get some more help in our communities?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
That's actually funny because I have a friend pretty good friend actually. She's a local celebrity, I guess you can say. And I, asked her about it, and she said, well, what about the people here?
Right.
Well, we help the people here. And I believe the whole point of being a Christian is, they asked Christ, what's the two most important commandments? He said, love God and love your neighbor. I think if you can do those two things, then you have this Christianity thing down pat. So I think God touched Jermaine. And I look at Jermaine because he's so into this. Like, he's forgotten about his business because he's so into this. He hit me today and was like, man, I forgot I had a business. He has to go and actually make money. But I look at him like the Moses of this thing. I look like the Aaron. I have to support him in what he's done. And I've done that since the homeless. So this is his vision. This isn't my vision. This is his vision. So, I'm just here to support him. And he's just so involved. Our whole team is. It's just a really, really a big movement. We plan to do this every year. We plan to go back every year.
Okay.
Take our children next year. And do our things.
That'd be great.
But, we have to get this bathroom built because can you imagine going to school and not having a bathroom?
No,
I couldn't fathom it.
No. We complaining about cold air.
Right. I just read it. I just complained about it. And, honestly, what people don't understand is you're supposed to be led by the Spirit, wherever that happens to be.
Right.
I mean, I'm quite sure you say he went to Ghana for one thing, and I'm quite sure he didn't think he would be that attached to. That's his mission. That's his mission. And of course, he has a support team, and y'all happen to be a support team.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't do at home. But he may not be commissioned to work here. And that's what people don't. Just because you live here don't mean that that's where you work.
And the thing about Jermaine is he does both. When I didn't know Jermaine a few years ago. I saw Jermaine on Facebook where he was doing unheard people, and I thought I could give him a couple dollars, but I turned out being out there with him every single day for months. And not only did we help, we actually got people off the street. It's one thing to feed people,
right?
That's cool. Cause we can all do that. We can all go to Little Caesars. We can get $5 pizzas. It's another thing to invest in their lives.
Exactly.
Right.
So we actually got people off the streets and was helping people move into their
See,
new
that's
places.
what, tag me when you start doing that part. That's the part. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I really want to help, but I need some pushing and encouragement when it comes to understanding outside and just handling. I don't have a problem with it per se. To me, it's redundant. Like, I feel like
giving the fish versus teaching how to fish.
and that's not what I do. But when the time comes that Hope start saying, so we can put together some workshops, and then I'm all that.
I think with the Africa thing, which we're mainly focused on right now, these people are doing it without us.
Absolutely.
These teachers are coming to school every day without being paid.
And I think that's what's different, because to me, they are putting forth some effort and just need some help.
They just need some help
to work.
And that's what we said. So imagine if we give them computers in every classroom, which we're going to do. Imagine if we give them the supplies that they need. Imagine if we give them a bathroom and clean drinking water. How much more can they do then? We're not going over here for handouts. We're going over here to get these people started. It's kind of hard to pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you don't have any boots.
Exactly.
So we're going to go in. We're going to do this. That's why this event is so important. We're so passionate about this event because we hate asking people for money. Me and Jermaine spent $30-$40 of our own money with the home. We hate asking people for money, but this is something that we all need to put together to do.
And it's a great way to do it. It's not like you're asking and they're not getting anything back. Like you said, the event is going to be really, really nice. High-end type of event. You're getting the pictures, you're getting dinner. And dinner, come on, food nowadays is so expensive. It's a win-win situation. So hopefully everybody actually supports and buy a ticket. I think, what'd you say, Nicole? How long is it? Okay. So those who are watching, can you please, when we come back, the question on the floor is it ever too late to start over? You just said Jermaine was doing one thing. He was doing photography, and then he went to Ghana, and then it changed his life. That's how things. Well, he still does photography, but I mean, it was that instrumental in his life that it took him in another direction outside of just being here. So I'm saying to you, those who are watching, is it ever at a point where you think it's too late to completely change the trajectory of your life?
This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
That sounds like to me you want to say it is a possibility that it's too late.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back.
It is a possibility that some things that should be just cut off.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Before the commercial break, the question on the floor is it ever too late to start over? And it sounds like to me the bishop has something to say.
No, I don't have nothing to say. I'm just sure it's too late for a lot of people to be starting over. There's a lot of things at certain age you shouldn't be doing, and that would a lot of our discussions are like music and trying to be the superstars. To some people, it's just too late to be a runway model. It's just too late. But I said some people. There's some people. This conversation.
So what you're saying is, after a certain age,
I got one thing I want to do.
Okay, go ahead. What you got to do?
This year, I want to run in pen relay. I done it
It's
when
too
I was
late
in
for
high
you.
school. It is.
It's too late for you.
But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
So it isn't too late. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it might be too late. Doesn't stop the try. I might pull a hamstring, but the try is worth the effort.
How you gonna do that though?
Huh? Hard work. Gym time.
You just gonna get out there and just start running.
No, I'm gonna gather up some friends that don't mind running.
Listen,
I got cousins
nobody
that
said
Jerry, I'm calling
you.
you. Jerry
to
Harris.
do like, okay, first of all, it's the ability to do something.
It's totally different.
Okay.
It's totally different.
But you say, is it too late to do? Like, you might not successfully complete the race, but you ran it. You might not win. You might not even get there when a 20-year-old get there, but you still ran the race.
It's definitely not too late for me to run, but I'm going to try to run it.
But you just said there are some things that
There's some things.
He done contradicted his own self.
Everybody
heard that, right?
It literally might be too late for me to try this out, but guess what? I'm going to try it. Doesn't mean just because it's too late doesn't mean it's not worth it.
Well, if it's too late, then you can't try.
No,
if
that's
you
not
did
true.
try,
That's
then
not
it's not
true.
too
That's
late.
not true. Because it's too late doesn't mean it ain't worth an effort. Sometimes being too late, you trying might motivate somebody else to do it. So me going out there to do it might make somebody else desire to go out there and do it.
Well, the topic at hand is it too late to start over? So it's not so much attempting things, but it's starting something totally fresh.
Have you ever started something and said, "Yep, it was too late"? Absolutely. Thank you. That's all. That's my point. There's some things you say.
It's too late for me to
be
having babies.
It was too late.
But
in your mind said it's too. Everybody told you too late. Your mind said it's too late, but because of who certain people are, you're gonna try it anyway, and realize maybe it was right.
I want to read
things just so you can solidify the fact that
it was too late.
I'm sorry. Why is it too? Nobody said. Okay, so can you give me an instance so maybe I can understand why you feel like it is too late? Okay, let's use
not grandpa.
You said something. Okay, so like a rapper, everybody says at a certain age, it's a done deal.
And I say, if DMX drop an album now, I'm buying it.
And I say, if DMX can stand up now, I'm buying it.
If he can stand up.
Don't come for DMX. I'm telling you.
He can stand up.
Not
Ain't no wrong with his knees.
I think what people don't realize is that energy that you're using to try something that's too late on, you can use it to what you're already doing and be much more successful.
But they wouldn't be happy. Because if you have a desire to change, if you're doing something, let's say a teacher, I don't want you to teach us
exactly.
Okay, but let's just use a teacher.
Miss Perry.
Your mother was a teacher, your grandmother was in education, and you kind of just flowed right into that position. You're okay, but you're not happy. I'm content because it's what I know. It's a familiar line of work, but I'm unhappy. Yes. If you took that energy and let's say, how about get your degree, and then you can get an education, a higher level education, so that we don't have to physically do the work. Everybody thinks about the ways that they can maneuver in the field that they're in so they can do less work, but that still wouldn't make them happy. They may want to cook, or they may be artistic and they want to like a drawer. Why is it that they can't say no?
How old are we talking? See, because age plays a big factor.
And mentality plays a big factor.
Absolutely. See, if you're 45 and you're a teacher, and you're like, oh, now I want to cook. No, stay a teacher.
Are you serious?
Because the battle is so uphill for you now to get the funding, to get whatever it is that you need to do. It's just so uphill for you now. And then we read stories of people that have done it. It can be done. But it's just so much. You're 45. You want to go to college now at 45. Okay, now you graduate, you're 50. Now you got to get in the room. It's not viable. And I'm a realist.
It depends on the individual. It depends on those that are around them. It depends on a lot of different things. We can't just discredit a whole shift because of other people's perspective. I have a site in West Virginia, and this doctor became a doctor when he turned 60.
Okay.
He was a lawyer.
There's an exception.
He was a lawyer up until that point.
You're 60.
He's
5 or 6 more years, so that's not.
But that's what he wanted to do. He just totally shifted. He started
And
all
he's
over.
happy. It's
And
not
that's
about
just,
a retirement. You know, it's not about how many years he has to do the things that he want to do. In his latter days, he wanted to be happy.
the man that founded McDonald's didn't do that until he was 57. He was, I think he like ran an ice cream truck or something. And he decided
That's
he
funny,
wanted
'cause they
to.
don't never have ice cream at McDonald's.
But if he was
Always
60,
right.
if he was 60, would 60 been too late? Would 60 have been too late for him?
Well, let me
Ray
ask
Rock,
you. Let me ask you
would
this
60
question.
been too late for
Let me
him?
ask.
So we can't put an age, like you said, we can't put an age on
Exactly.
everything. But there are times where it's just too late, and sometimes your dreams and your vision must be passed down to
Well,
another
let me tell you,
generation.
Bishop. I'm sure that there were people out there that told Abraham that it was too late for him to have kids.
I agree.
I'm sure that there were people out there that told Sarah that her womb was dried up. But God.
But I'm sorry. But even, we spiritual. Even with that, Abraham thought it was too old.
Are you on the organ?
Huh? Yeah, I'm on the organ. You
Okay.
And the Bible said it comes to a point in your mind that either you're gonna push back, you're gonna push past what people say and go ahead and do it, and then or you're just gonna do it anyway. Period.
Rachel said the KFC guy started after he was 60.
I understand that. It's an exception to every rule.
It's
I-
not.
I-
Well, who sets these rules?
I don't
Yes.
Who's setting the rules? And this is the problem. We fall in line with these rules that
Here's the
society
question.
plays
Here's the
for
question.
us.
Did he start at 60 or did he have a vision at 40 and it was just implemented at 60? Some people at 60 just getting a vision.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's the struggle. Now you got a vision at 60 and trying to push the same vision to come to pass at 60.
And what's wrong
What's
with
wrong with
that?
that?
Sometimes it's just too late. Now, and if he had the vision at 40 and all from 40 to 60, he'd been working on it. His
Wait a
vision
minute.
is now
Yes,
implemented.
Dia. I'm sorry, go ahead. Because she just
No,
she
go
went
ahead.
what you said. I don't want to go past it. Dia said, and the mission may not be for you to complete. It may be for you to make an impact on someone else.
Thank you.
No, but that's not saying that it's too late. That just means that I'm supposed to start this task and give this to my children or give this to my successor.
Listen,
It doesn't
if
mean
my
that.
son is out there, we're going to be on the relay team. I'm going to be the first leg, and I'm going to pass you
Look,
the
we
baton.
done gone all the way
You hear what
back
I'm
to
saying?
the relay. That
I'm
is
40.
too
I
late.
might make it one round, but I'm going to give it to somebody.
So
It proves my point. Maybe sometimes the start might be for you. But then there's somebody that can pick it up and run it.
So you still need to go ahead and do the start over.
But then sometimes it's just too late.
William Scott say, if you're looking in Kings 2, you are granted 15 more years to complete your task, no matter how old.
70, 73, 70.
No, it was 500.
He's talking
and
about
he was-
Hezekiah. Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and
15 more years of that.
He got it in 15 more
You
years.
gotta look at something, man. With Noah, with Hezekiah,
They
they
weren't eating
were
this stuff we eat.
supernaturally anointed to complete a task.
We not anointed?
But that's what I was about to
I'm not
say.
doing a pin relay. I
We
might not
missed-
be
we-
anointed to run pin.
Bible sometimes, man, we take it so out of
No, okay, but let's not use Noah and whoever was the king.
Let's talk about the old lady that decided that she was gonna start
Right.
working out when
I'm-
she
and I'm
turned
so
50.
mad
I know her personally.
Exactly.
She
This
but
lady
she didn't start when she was.
She started after her sister passed, and
I
it was
agree.
in her mid,
in her 50,
40 some odd
40
50
something,
years
almost
old.
50 years old. And anybody would tell a 50-year-old woman that it is too late for you to start
Bones
bodybuilding.
brittle.
Listen, but listen. Like I said, there's an exception to every rule.
How
but,
many
but,
exceptions
but
is it?
Here it is. She's not bodybuilding in my category. There's a category for everything. So at 60, she's not bodybuilding with the 30s and the 20s. No, but
That's
she's
not true.
dominated.
That is not true.
I feel like
she was, but she was. It's you talking about weightlifting, right? You talking about she's not bodybuilding with. That's not about age. That's about amount of weight that she put on.
No, I'm talking about her performance. The shows that she performing in, she's not.
Well, I mean, she's in a certain class. That's in some sort of contest.
That's
I'm
what
talking
saying.
about as far as weightlifting.
I see her. I've seen her in the gym. I've seen her work out in the gym.
Okay.
And she is literally doing it according to her. What you say?
Kid checking out the old lady.
No, I'm not checking out the old lady. Listen,
She
she does. She works out up there off of Liberty Road, right by the buffet. Okay, never mind.
That's a
You
lie.
missed too much information. She's putting all her personal business
I
out
just
there.
need you to know while they're working out, there is a buffet open.
All I'm saying is that as long as there are people out there setting rules and placing bars that are supposedly too high for other people to reach, there are going to be individuals that are daring to go beyond the rules and beyond the barriers, and we need those people to be the inspiration for the generation to come, so that they can know that although there are boxes put in place, I don't have to live in your box.
Read Dear's comment, please, because I'm gonna say that word wrong.
Dear said, God bestows with multiple gifts to be fruitful in various seasons. It is starting over or walking in your multifaceted purpose.
I completely understand.
Is it starting over?
Okay.
I don't think it's starting over all the time. I think it's a time, like she said, it's a time and season for everything.
But basically, it's still starting over.
It's-
If you're
it's
not,
not- when
if
you
you
start
didn't
Dr.
start,
King? Dr.
if
King
you
wanted
if
to
you
be a
if
lawyer.
you rejected what it was you were supposed to do, and in churchy terms, you ran away from your calling for however many years, and then you decide at 30, 40, 50, whatever age that now I'm going to give my life to Christ, and you were supposed to take over the church, or you were supposed to lead the youth, then that's now starting over in a whole nother life that you're not
I think
used
that's
to.
a little different. I think because you have to throw a spiritual faucet on that.
Okay.
I mean, if God called you to do something, He's going to get done what He needs to get done. But I'm thinking we're talking about if you were a teacher.
Well, right. That's what. But that's the same thing.
But why do we separate? Why do we make God only applicable in these
Yes,
grand
that's what I'm
things?
saying. I don't understand.
In every
It's the
aspect of
same
our
way
life,
we take them out of the
everything
grand
is
thing.
God.
We pull everything.
I think that I believe
We pull God out of things and then we implement them on things that we want to make.
exactly. When in actuality,
either we're going to talk about spirituality in this point, or we're going to talk about natural. If you look at natural, then there's a lot of people that want to start all over. Time does not permit them to start all over and successfully make it through the end of it. It's
But
hard
is
to
it
start.
about? But yes, the goal is to who does not want to make it to the end.
Exactly.
I understand that. But some people just want to be in that. Okay, let's use we was talking about who did I just tell you about? He's in here, Bourdain. Bourdain had a vision, which we'll get into his story. He had a vision, but he was 44 and he was just doing fries. He was a chef. He could cook. He knew food. But when you just use chefs, period. You know how many people that's great chefs that's just on the line? That's just the fry cook? But they just want to be in it. Whether they get there or not, they are in their element. They're happy just in their element. You may not succeed. You may not get to that place, but you're learning, you're seeing, you got knowledge. You may be able to help somebody else. He's just in it. So why is it about making it to become top shelf?
Here you go. What I'm saying is, if he's already in that environment and he wants to advance in the same environment, then he's not starting over. He's using that as a base to catapult himself into owning a restaurant, into owning a
everybody don't want a restaurant.
I'll say this. If you're 40 years old and you're at a certain level in your life, it's a reason. You have not put in the time, the effort to do so. You're not all of a sudden going to hit that drive at 40.
That's not true.
That doesn't happen.
Sometimes,
not true.
sometimes I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that is totally not true. A lot of people have had different oppositions in place or different life situations in place that won't allow them to do certain things, or opportunities don't necessarily present themselves at certain times, and we can't just decide. I mean, a lot of us would be nowhere if we decided that I'm 30, it's too late for me to go back to school. I didn't get my bachelor's degree. Oh God, thank you, my master's is coming. I didn't get my bachelor's degree until I was 35, 36.
Now, so are your degrees together? Like, are you is it the same line of work?
I started, my whole work experience is in accounting. My degree is in psychology. My job is in marketing and sales. I'm going back for something totally different.
You never just finish anything. That's all over the place.
I think I'm missing. What I'm saying is this.
You know you my ace.
Your work ethic is what it is. Your drive level is what it is. Now, if you about to get kicked out and you all of a sudden get that's not drive. That's necessity. So what I'm saying is your drive is what it is by the time you're in your 30s and 40s.
Here's my question. Are you starting over or just starting? Because starting over means
I agree. Now that's that right there. I'll say that is it.
I like that.
That is it.
Right.
You get the walkie-talkie. Because some people don't grow up until they get 30 years old. That's why. So let me say that goes along with me saying I didn't agree with what you were saying. I think that is what you said makes sense. That they waited till they got 30 years old and they didn't have it. If they don't have it by 30, they don't have it. That's not true. They may not have even matured enough to that age for them to. And which there's a part in here. The lady said 9 things I learned when I started. I meant to say my life over in my 30s. This was rushed today. Y'all don't judge me. How long you say we got? Oh, we got 1 minute. So when we come back, I want to read this. There was a woman who started talking about starting her life over after the age of 30, and these are the 9 things that she learned when she started her life over in her 30s, and one of these things is what we just said. Those who are watching, give me your opinion. Now, we've got some of y'all. Do you think that it is possible? Hey, Lisa, it is possible to start your life over later in life, 30, 40, 50. I've seen older people just want to graduate college, just want to graduate high school. It's not about the job. They just want the sense of fulfillment.
So they're not starting over.
They're finishing.
They're just
starting.
They're completing.
No, I don't believe.
Wait a minute, we gotta go to commercial break. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. I'm sorry.
I thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is, 9/11.
Are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is, like, I don't even know how we got here, but
It's inbred. You're not born to hate people. You're not born to distinguish between black and white and Asian and Hispanic. That's something that you're taught. You're taught. Point blank, period.
Straight up.
My daughter came home and told me that her white teacher was black. Maybe it's because it's how she treated her. She don't see any color. But when it comes to all her friends, all her friends are mixed. All of her friends have a white parent, black, African, Hispanic, other parent.
So
children don't see color. You breed your children. Not breed. You raise your children to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
They don't see racism.
Well, I guess
I met a little girl who had a black doll, and she said because the black dolls are prettier than the white dolls. But then I've taken a black doll and a white doll and put it in front of two kids, and it's a study that they've done before. You put it in front of two kids, and you put it in front of a kid, and you ask them which one is the nice one.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K, check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9.
I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back. Thank you for those who stayed tuned through the commercial break. The question on the floor before we left was is it ever too late to start over? And we were being spewed down by the men.
Wow. Dia, I have to apologize. I was joking with Lisha G. She does finish what she starts.
Lisha, a lot of psychologists are hired in marketing in order to make it make sense. You have to understand the numbers. God is working and connecting the dots.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Within community service, you're servicing the community, and what does the community need? A lot, so you have to be versed in a lot one concentration. Okay, Dia, you might need to even rewrite.
She said you would have to be versed in a lot. One concentrational skill will have you stuck.
Listen, you should know me by now. I can't.
We talking about
you see how I had to stop it, and she followed through.
We talking about you should have started over.
I didn't even start
over. It was too late to start over.
That's why I had a co-host.
So every now and then,
come back
what you start can be passed on to someone else.
Nobody disputed that. Nobody disputed that it could not be finished by your child or your successor. But that doesn't mean that it's too late for you to start over.
It was too late for you to start that over. That's why you passed.
No, it wasn't.
Okay,
I could have started over. I chose otherwise because I had a co-host. There was a ram in the bush.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Y'all are so churchy. Hallelujah.
So there was a young lady who did start over, and she's online. Y'all know I'm Google. And she wrote 9 things I learned when I started my life over in my 30s. 1, you will make new friends, while old friends from the past fade away. Which, changing your circle has a lot to do with starting over, because you have people encouraging you, they're in your ear, you have a support team. I mean, if you, I was gonna say, if you put the right people in your circle, you know, they should push you. They should make you want more or better for yourself, or help you mature if you are in an immature stage.
Did you take your ADHD medicine today?
Number 2, she said you'll feel wiser and more confident than ever before. So is that still in the maturity lane? Because you make decisions sometimes when you're younger out of comfort. Like I said, you became a teacher because that's what you knew. I'm just using that because that's what you knew. Your mother got you a job. That's easy. You knew that if you went for that interview, you could get that job. That doesn't mean necessarily that you want it. So later on in life, after 30s, then I see why.
Well, you have to. I think in order to decide to make such a change, you'd have to believe that you have some sense of wisdom to make that decision anyway. So, yeah, I can see that.
I really believe that if we use our age as a gauge to where we should be, honestly, if you look at your 20s, you should be trying out things. You should be trying to fill out what you want to be. At the age of mid-30s up at almost 40, you should have a strong feeling that this is what I really want to do. And in your 40s, you should be implementing.
Who determines this?
Hold on. The problem is, this is why we go to school. From grade school on up to college, we go to learn these things in our age bracket. So we won't be 60 trying to start a job we should have started in 30.
No, school, especially public school.
They're not teaching you that. I'm saying we use those techniques. We use those grade levels. We use those years. As an example, in your teens, you're doing this. In your 20s, you should be doing this. In your 30s, you have 10 years in your 30 to decide what you want to be.
And that's
so
why
when you're at 40, you should be implementing that.
And that's why we have so many employees and not enough employers. Because they follow the should-bes. What we should be doing.
No. Go ahead. Everybody's not designed to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not designed to be.
True,
so
I agree.
That's why you have a lot of people that are, and most people are designed to be employees.
A lot of entrepreneurs are cultivated because they've seen it, they've lived it, they understand business, so that's why they operate
at a younger age. They saw it at a younger age. They went to school at a younger age.
So those that have those type of ambitions had to see it. You can't desire something that you didn't see, even in the vision.
I agree with that. Actually, you can't rise above your mentorship.
Exactly.
I 100% agree with you.
So now we're.
Oh, wait a minute.
So now we're stuck in our shoulds. We're stuck in the shoulds that other people give us.
But if we don't have a level of should, then how do we get out of the should? If we don't have
Who
a
sets
level.
the shoulds?
Okay, go ahead.
So what about the women that work a job like for 20, 30 years just to provide for their families because they had a family earlier, and then once their kids grow up,
then they can start over.
They want to go to college and try to do the career that they wanted to originally do that they had to put off because they wanted to raise their children.
My question is that a start over or is that a start? Because you're not starting over. You finally got the time to get started.
We're starting over because I've been a mommy for I've served in this role for this long.
I'm not saying that there are not times where these things happen where you can start all over, but a lot of times is you lost the opportunity to start when you were younger, so now the opportunity came in your 40s. You take the time
I'm speaking from the mother who did it because I started writing. I knew that I wanted to write. I've been writing poetry, poems, whatever, short stories since high school. This is what I knew that I should be and wanted to do, and with plays and so forth. But life happened. I had to pay bills, and I couldn't do the mediocre job. Me and Nate, he said it several times, the starving artist. I can't be a starving artist when I got kids, you know, so I had to get the job that was lucrative at the moment. Now that I have breathing room, no, my kids are not grown, but they're old enough that I have breathing room, that I can do stuff like the radio station. I can say, well, y'all gonna have to do this and just eat bologna and cheese and all that while I take this because I gotta put money into the book. I can invest now. So yes, I'm starting again. I should have been doing it, and I probably would have been doing it if in my 20s, as y'all said, but I couldn't because I had my child at 21.
I have a question. So at this old age start point that you talk about, everything that came before the start point, was that nothing?
Wait. We got to go to commercial break. She said 30 seconds. That is the question. That's the question on the floor. Just don't stay there. Repeat your question again before we go to commercial break, and those who are watching can give an input.
When you have an old age start point, are we saying that everything up until that point is considered nothing?
No.
Not
wait a minute. When we come back, that's the question on the floor. Stay tuned.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up. Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education, brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're going to read some of these comments that we got here. Ms. Lasha G.
Jerome Pender said, some people may not be ready for life in their 30s. I think that's true. I mean, I think that's true. I know a lot of people in their 30s that didn't get it until they're 35. Lisa said, some people work all their lives but never find their passion until later.
Yep.
That's true.
Charmaine says, starting over means to do the same thing again. So if you're doing something different, it's not starting over. You've changed your plan. That's a good point. That's a good
So you're
point.
starting.
Oh, leave her
You're
alone.
not starting over.
Okay.
Just go with it.
I understand. I understand exactly what
I
you're
know what
saying.
you mean. Starting, you're starting.
Yeah.
something
If you
else.
start over, then you're doing
But
the same thing.
But if you invested 10 years into doing one job and then you change careers,
then it's
and
starting
get 45,
anew.
but it's still starting your life over again. You're starting from point A. You're doing grunt work. Case in point. Okay, go ahead because I want to talk about my North Carolina experience.
Monique said it's never too late to start over. Just make you are connected. Make sure you are connected to the right people and let go of the one that's not going in the same direction. Give your ears to what the Lord direction is for you and just go. Lisa didn't start her magazine until she was in her late 30s.
Yep.
And Michelle says it doesn't sound like there's a difference between starting over and starting. Everything is a start. Dia says, it's only a start over, in my opinion, when you move backwards. And when you're moving forward, it's elevation. Elisa says, it's happened when the time was right. We got to stop putting times and limits on everything. The pressure can cause people to give up way too soon. Pender says, everything is a learning experience. How you learn at 20 can be different at 40.
Right. Maturity.
I have a question then. If you don't put a time on anything and we just let everything float and do it when you want to do it, when is anything gonna get done? Absolutely. And why is it sufficient that we can walk around here, go to our job, they put a time limit on when production need to be done, but our lives don't have a time limit on it. Wow. Their business is growing because of production time limit, but our lifestyle don't have a time. Do whatever you want, and we're mad when we do not produce or get where we need to go.
Nobody's mad, but you choose.
You have a lot of people wake up mad because they're not where they want to be at 30.
Oh, you mean the person is mad at themselves?
At themselves.
Okay.
Because they're not where they want to be in time limit. But here we talking about what time means nothing and age don't mean nothing. It all means something. That's why it's there. The sun comes up for a reason. It goes down for a reason. So it's time. We need to honor time. We need to honor age. We need to honor education. The time limit it takes to get
But life doesn't always operate that
I agree.
way. And I can't gauge my success based off of your success. So because you got your degree at 22, that doesn't mean that I'm less successful because I got mine at 35. But because I got mine at 35, I'm not necessarily behind the game either.
Sometimes
but we like to look at it.
Sometimes you are behind the game. That might promote you or push you to work harder, but a lot of people.
I've had 13 years worth of work experience in addition to my degree.
And that sounds different, though.
So no, what I'm saying is, no, I mean not just me. I'm not saying me as an example, but we can't just discredit all the work that's done up into the start point, because the work that was put in up into what you consider as a start point is exactly what shapes you and creates the opportunity.
I said that earlier. If his dream came to fruition at 60, but he was dreaming it at 40, all that work is part of the start.
I wasn't dreaming my degree.
But you would
wait a minute. Lisa, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
I have a friend. I'm not gonna put his name up. I got a friend. I'm 41, so he's got to be 38, 39, and he just got his GED. And he wanted to have a party because he got his GED. And I said, y'all probably not going to come to that because not to celebrate. You are behind. You were supposed to get that when you the latest 21, 22. So I'm not really, it's really nothing to party about. Now, what are you going to do with this GED? You're going to get the associates, you're going to get your bachelor's, you're going to do whatever. So I've got to agree with the bishop because the reason a lot of us are behind is because we don't put time limits on stuff. Like, I'll tell my daughter, hey, baby, I'll tell my daughter to do something. It'll take her all day. It needs to be a limit. No, I told you to do it now. It needs to get done in the next 20 minutes.
I understand that.
So what happens if she do it within the next 20 minutes or if she do it 5 hours from now?
Can I say this?
She's wasted.
Lisa, please don't get offended on my opinion. They are my opinion. I really appreciate how you feel about Lisha. I know you love Lisha. She said, who are you to determine my schedule? I'm sorry, Lisa. I'm not determining your schedule. Please just erase Bishop over here. I'm going to erase myself.
That's emotion. That's not.
No, but I do understand, and I will agree. I will agree that there are some things that there are time limits on. I got it. I get it. Totally understand. However, we can't continue to tell or make, as individuals, because I'm a firm believer that we have to be self-accountable. I cannot continue to operate my life based off of what other people think my life other people think my life should be. So because I am driven and determined to do what it is I want to do, I'm not going to follow the guidelines that should be in place.
Okay, if we don't do this as adults, let's look at our children.
Me and my daughter should not be racing to master's degree.
Listen,
but we are.
Well, that's totally different than what I'm saying. But look at we're gonna go to kids. There's a time limit that my daughter should not be peeing in the bed. There's a time limit where my son should not be waiting.
I think it's
so. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do when she does pee in the bed? When her body isn't developed the way
that happens. Either discipline actions or doctor visits. But there should be, even the doctors tell you, nah, they shouldn't be doing. Psychologists tell you, nah, something wrong there.
But here's the
because
thing:
there's a time limit.
If something's wrong,
why do we let other people with degrees determine when there's a time limit? But when somebody with no degrees to tell you, then it's where do you get?
What I'm saying is, if there are factors that are causing your child to pee in the bed, they should be peeing in the bed.
But
you're saying they shouldn't.
No, I just said
there's
either
always
discipline or doctor's visit.
Exactly. But there's exceptions in every aspect of life.
I want to say this. Okay. So we get a lot of flack. Like men are not emotional. We're logical. So a lot of times men and women might hit that. Let me say this. There is absolutely a blueprint for success. Now, success is relative. What's successful to you may be totally different from what's successful to me. Success is fulfilling the purpose God intended you to do. We can just sum it up there. But there is actually a blueprint for success. And the reason a lot of people aren't successful is because they don't follow this blueprint or never had the mentor to teach them the blueprint. I tell everybody, get a mentor because you get all the wisdom without the pain. So I think that's the most important thing. So there is a blueprint, there is a time limit on success, and we keep trying to justify why it's not.
But okay, so let me use my own experiences, and I'm not disputing it. I was going to say that I think it's different for men and women. I think the way we view things, first of all, because men are very, like you say, logical. I'm supposed to be doing this. It is expected of me as a man to do this way. Where a woman is more of a, the encouragement, the pushing. You can do it. You can do it, Cinderella. That's what how we were raised. Yeah. So we are the one that's going to tell our husband at 40, 50, go ahead, babe, you got this, that's how we're conditioned. But for me, which is dumb, this is dumb, what I'm about to tell you is dumb, but I literally got put out of school in the 12th grade. I was in the 12th grade and got put out of school. I wanted to go back. Ain't that stupid? I wanted to go back, but I had messed up, so much or whatever. At the end of the day, I couldn't go back. The very next school year, I had to go get my GED. Now, mind you, this program that I went to ain't teach me nothing. I'm be honest with you. We played. We had a good time, but I did what I was supposed to do. I got my GED, but I met my child's father in this class. And the whole, as we say, trajectory of my life changed once I met him, because I had my daughter, this was my best friend. I mean, everything, a lot of wonderful things happened after that time. Based on the blueprint, that wouldn't have happened for me. I think everybody, the things that happened along with that, I got honored by the state of Maryland. I was on the news. I got a plaque, and it was a whole lot of things that happened.
That to you getting put out of school?
No, I'm saying that had to take place. That took place, which of course I didn't want that. Who wants to get put out of school in the 12th grade? But that led to some wonderful experiences for me.
That wouldn't have happened had you graduated?
I don't know, because the plaque was for people who completed the program for one, and achievement, because nobody else passed. Nobody, and because the program was really crap, if you ask me.
So you
but I'm saying it was at a higher standard. I mean, at a higher ranking.
So you was a creme of the creme in the class
of the delinquents, if you ask me. But I'm saying, but I'm not talking about that. I'm saying the chain of events, period, that happened after this event. I'm saying looking at timing. I'm just looking at timing. I'm not looking at, if yes, you could have did this. I should not have went to college then, because I would have screwed up. I wasn't ready for high school, case in point. That's why I got put out. But I'm saying, based on the blueprint that you present for success, as you put it, I would have finished school, would have probably went to college, and I would have probably screwed up because I wasn't ready. But things did not line up that way, and it actually lined up the way it should have.
And if you didn't, see, my first year of college, because in high school, I've been on my own since I was 15, so when I first went to college, I wasn't ready to go to college, but I met the right people there that cultivated me and mentored me properly so I could graduate with honors. You understand? So I'm saying that you took your experience, which was great, because I like you. You're a smart, intelligent, amazing writer.
Thank you.
And but you probably could have still.
That's
like a dude going to jail. Like, I got my GED. You could have did that at home.
You're right, but okay. Exactly. So, okay, there's this blueprint to success.
Right.
If there's a blueprint to success that's gonna get you there, it shouldn't matter whether or not I implement this here or implement it there. Now, it may need to be tweaked a little bit.
Right.
But if I implement it, then I should get to this successful place, correct?
Okay, we got 2 minutes. Go ahead, because I'm going to read their comments before we go.
So, does it make it wrong because I now choose to implement this guideline to success 5 years after you think I should, 10 years after you think I should, 20 years after you think I should? At the end of the day, my satisfaction is all that really matters.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's what they say. That's why I want to do. Lisa put, who determines what success is for me. And then Dia put, she went to school in Japan for many years. They go to school 7 days a week, 12 months a year. And she came back to the States and was very judgmental. So who makes the blueprint? There, here. I mean, everybody is.
Let's just change the color.
Which way is correct? Is what she's asking. How is it? It's the
he want a red print. No, he want a red print.
Make the red print. Let's just say, put a red pen on all of it. Say none of it really mattered because everybody with these degrees that sit and analyze what's going on in the world, none of it really mattered. We're gonna do whatever we want. Tomorrow morning, I need everybody to wake up and just do whatever you want because it really doesn't matter. It does matter. Some of these things that are gauged so that you can survive economically, socially, and mentally. If you want to get out of that box, then stay away from what statistics say matter. But if you want to, go ahead, Elisha.
Do you not understand that in order for the economy to thrive, there has to be those at the bottom in addition to those in the middle and those at the top? So there's going to be people that don't meet the standard of quote-unquote success. And we need that to happen and occur. So if we need that, why do we come down on them for operating in the purpose that they have been set to operate in? Everybody that's blessed, we talk about blessings of God all the time, but stop. But the blessings of God doesn't always come monetary. We're not supposed to expect to be prosperous in only finances. Just because my job pays me minimum wage doesn't mean that I'm not prosperous. So why do we then look at these people and say you're not successful? Right. You are successful because you're operating according to the way that we need everybody to operate in this.
Everybody we gotta go to commercial. I just got a question before the commercial break for the Bishop and Basil. If we're using, because we're using Bible, if the Bible says the last, y'all using Bible. If the Bible says the last should become first and the first shall become last, so when the first become last, is it too late for them? Because they moved.
Y'all took that way out of context.
The Bible says there's a time and season for all things. Am I right? So if we're going to use Bible, if there's a time and season for all things, then we must.
Oh, we got to go to commercial.
Oh,
go ahead. Go. Say why we going
out. We must understand that time is important, seasons are important, and then there's a time that you're out of season. That's what all I want to say. Some of us are starting out of season.
But the Bible says you ready.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
This forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Play volleyball? Yeah, it's too late. It's too late now. Like, maybe you can go.
Especially if you got bad knees.
Right.
But you just said, what did you say? The what is it? Chastisement or the doctor? What? If you got bad, when you was talking about your daughter.
Oh, with daughter peeing in the bed.
So if that's the case, same thing. You got bad knees, you can get that fixed. That's not impossible. I am.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying is this.
I like Lisha.
It's one thing, and I don't want to upset anybody. I'm trying to work on that, but we make a lot of excuses of why we're not successful, why we're not where we want to be. When I say there's a blueprint for success, it absolutely works. Now, if you want to put the time and effort in, that's up to you. It's a blueprint for your children. You can make your children anything you want them to be if you're going to put the time and effort in to do so. You know, I know a young girl that speaks 7 languages, and she's like 8 because her mother and father put that time and effort in. We make so many excuses. I'm not successful because of this. I'm not successful because of no, just get it done. So what me and the bishop are saying is not going to be received that well because so many people say, well, you know, I had this, no, just get it done. My mentor said, just get it done.
So, I mean, I don't think it's about, as I was saying, when we was coming back to the commercial, I don't think it's about not receiving it. How we're hearing it is, it's too late for me to get it done. So
that's what we're hearing.
That's what we're hearing from
it depends on what it is. If you want to make the NBA, the NFL, and if you want to if you want to be a rapper and you're 40, it's too late.
But you can be a ghostwriter.
Maybe.
I'm not.
But it's just too late to do certain things. Now, if you want to enhance the value of your life, by all means, that's easy. You can do that at 60. You know what I mean? So many women that have been waiting on God to send them a man, and they're like 50. I'm like, man, you could have got him in your 30s.
No.
Well, that's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother issue. But I see so many people waiting so many years to get things done that they could have gotten done had they just followed the simple blueprint or had some drive in a certain area of their life.
But were they waiting? And that's the question. Like, were they waiting?
The blueprint.
Were they really waiting? Like, life happens.
Life does happen.
I don't have an excuse for why I didn't get my degree until 35. I was doing other stuff.
Okay. And that's fine.
So it wasn't that I dropped the ball. Well, I did. But it wasn't that I dropped the ball, but I chose to do other stuff.
That's fine. So you went outside of the blueprint in order to get what you needed to get, but you still got it. Now, those years that you could have gotten it back then might have gotten you further along.
Why couldn't I have implemented another blueprint for something totally different and a totally purpose?
Exactly, and it's a blueprint. Either way you put it, you went back to the blueprint to get where you're going. You got away from the blueprint, and now you went back because you could not have gotten there without a blueprint.
Is a degree on the blueprint?
Show degree is
Wait a minute,
so everybody has to have a degree to get the...
Not at all. No, that's not what I'm saying.
So the degree is not on the blueprint.
For you, it was.
So who devises my blueprint?
This is the blueprint.
All right, here we go.
The blueprint the first thing in the blueprint, I tell everybody, first get a mentor. A mentor that's going where you're trying to go. Because that way you get all the wisdom without the pain.
I got a mentor.
If he has to go to East Baltimore and he takes North Avenue and it's an accident, he can easily tell me, don't take North Avenue. I don't have to go through the pain.
But are you going to listen?
That's up to me. That's
up to you whether or not you're going to follow the blueprint and listen to
right.
the okay,
so I say get a mentor. That's the first thing you need to do is get a mentor. That way you can get all the wisdom and knowledge without the pain.
Okay.
That's the first thing you need to do. Before you do anything else, get you a mentor that's willing to work with you and that's at where you're trying to be.
Now, question real quick before we go further into the blueprint, because I want to stay here, because that's such a pivotal part of the conversation. You made mention of the 7-year-old, and you said if you have she had parents to push that. Now, what about the people who don't have that? So they already started late in the game, right? So their blueprint, they ain't get no blueprint growing up.
I didn't get my blueprint until I went to college.
So would the mentor be part of that blueprint, or would the mentor design the blueprint?
So you can the mentor at the beginning of
it.
Got it.
See,
so that's what I was putting my whole.
Right. Yeah. See, it's not when I say the blueprint isn't like a piece of paper or something. It's where you're trying to go. You need somebody there. That's why we go to church every week to get a blueprint on how to serve God.
That's why everybody messed up, though.
I agree with that too. That's a
because
whole
you find somebody that don't know what.
But that's a whole other issue. But the idea of the blueprint is there. So what I'm saying is, get you a mentor. That way you can get, like I say, the knowledge and wisdom without the pain, and then you can start to implement your blueprint for success.
Now, you said you're mimicking someone else's footsteps.
So is your children.
Ain't that you supposed to do? That's not a bad thing to mimic someone. Listen,
if it's already been proven to work,
you should mimic that.
But
I don't understand people at times. I get this a lot, but I don't understand people at times. If you're a successful writer and you are New York bestseller, why wouldn't I follow what you're doing?
But sometimes things just not, it's not gonna.
We can make a.
Using what you just said.
Who own McDonald's tells you you cannot change the ingredients in order to be a part of this franchise.
Right. That's
you
in
must,
the paperwork.
You must duplicate everything.
And I'm saying that as a writer's perspective, like what you just said. When I read a bestseller. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, and whatever you heard me when I was writing this new book, Nivea. I said, let me read something similar to what I'm writing, but it has to be something that's successful because that's the mindset that I want to be in. So I don't disagree. It's not necessarily mimicking, but it's just following a guideline.
Dear says the results may not be the same for you unless it was supposed to be, and I totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
When you go to a big company and you go to these things, like he was saying about McDonald's. They have a certain thing that you must follow. You know why? Because it's proven. It works. Now, if you go deviate from this, it's not going to work. So when you say, is it for you? Of course success is for me. Why wouldn't it be? So I need to follow the thing that when we get outside of what he's doing, when you go to college, you know why a lot of high school kids, when they go to college, say sports isn't fun anymore? Because now it's real work. We got a system here. You want to go to Alabama State? We got a system. And you're going to follow this system.
Now, going with what you just said, just because you use McDonald's, there is a McDonald's in Florida. And this man is very famous for his McDonald's because he has added like a mixture of like a Chuck E. Cheese, should I say. He does pizza, parties, stuff like that. But because it's still a McDonald's franchise, though he bought it, he still has to stick to the McDonald's menu. He can add whatever he wants to. So that is still following the blueprint, but he made it his own.
And he had to get permission in order to do that. Because we buy McDonald's, you have to have 500 liquid, then they find out for the other 5, and they say very stringent and say, look, you got to do this.
So he supersized his success.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
That waitability.
I mean, I'm not arguing the blueprint. My only concern is when is it too late? Like, am I ever off of now I'm off of the blueprint? I can't get back on the blueprint.
You can always
and if I get back on the blueprint, am I out of?
We can always get back on, but you said
not for like NBA or being a rapper. You can always get back.
I promise you, I'm a. Praise somebody in that NBA.
You're not getting no 41-year-old NBA.
I'm going to.
Certain things in life you can play all you want. Certain things in life is just too late. But listen, I'm talking about a practical thing in order to make your life better. Now that's never too late.
That's never too late.
You can always enhance it. I was mentoring this lady, I was speaking to this lady the other day. She's 50, waiting on God to send her a man. I'm like, he doesn't do that. So I had to really get in her head and explain that. Oh, we're not on.
No, we are on.
Oh, no, we on. No, we get ready to go to commercial break, but I want you to finish that comment
because I know people that get. I
didn't know that.
Let's get back on you. Just
you about to get attacked. You going down. Don't jump on too hard.
But sometimes, I know people that got married at older ages and they have the most successful relationships.
Because they're about to be out of here, of course.
It's not because they're about to be out of here. It's because they know what they want now.
Okay.
I would explain what I'm saying.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
That's a negative goes
Only in the forest can you see this. And this.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up! Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
All the expectation that God actually puts focus on the ministry, leaders in the church. He actually is capable of putting that same amount of focus, effort, and energy into us as individuals in our own households. They're just as viable and just as important to the body of Christ as the church, as the pastor, as the elders, all of us as individuals, because we are the church. It's not the church building. It's not these leaders don't have any greater, and I hate to say no, they don't have greater responsibility, but your responsibility at the door is just as great as the responsibility. Right. It's just different. But
it's a body.
Exactly.
My hand is just as important as as a body.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but I still don't ascribe to the whole God sent man thing. I don't ascribe to all of that. I really believe that we have to take accountability for what we decide to do, the places that we put ourselves, and the people that we encounter. We will fall in love with somebody that is in our circle. Right. So if we surround ourselves with people that are a certain caliber, then those are the people that you will find yourself living with and falling in love with.
Absolutely.
So God's not going to send somebody to come and knock on your door.
He does not do that. He's not a matchmaker. And I think that so many Christians, and I think they do such a disservice because they spend so many years waiting. I was talking to a lady that was 50 years old the other day, and she was just telling me how she was waiting on God. And I was like, well, how long you been waiting? And she said, well, I've been waiting 10 years. I said, well, how long you going to wait? She said, until it get done. I said, so you're going to be in your 60s and your 70s and have never got what God has for you because you're waiting. Just like
okay, that we might need to bring you back when we do a show on it. No, I'm not knocking the company. Yes, I'm saying that because that's a deeper conversation than just an answer and a reply.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely. Because I'm half and half, and that's only because of how I was raised. So I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying it's a conflict in my mind because of how I was raised, and I would like to get into that, because I'm not gonna say I'm waiting on God. I'm more so stepping back from what I know. Right. It's not, but no, I would be lying. Right. People say that, which is. People say I'm waiting on God because they really either can't get a man or whatever. That's the excuse. It feels good. Right, and it feels good to say, I'm celibate for this reason and so forth. No, you're just not getting it. And I'm saying, but no, I had to say that. I had to admit that to myself. Right. And I chose to step back for a reason. But now I'm in a headspace that I can say, okay, now I think I'm ready. But I don't. You heard me say all the time. I just wrote the song. I'll wait.
Okay.
You know,
and it's nothing wrong with getting yourself together. But I'm just saying God isn't a matchmaker. He doesn't.
I'm just saying.
Unless it's tied to
but he created.
Unless it's tied to ministry.
A woman
but the second part was that if it's tied to ministry. See, so many people want to get married for what? Why? Okay. What is God getting out of your marriage? Now, if your marriage is tied to ministry, okay. I got 3 kids now. But if your marriage is tied to ministry, then that's something different. Okay. Like, I truly believe that Sarita was, and God put them together because they have a worldwide ministry now. So that's just my opinion.
Man, what if he beat her in the head at home?
I don't know. I've never.
So I'm just saying, like, okay, so it looks good.
So okay, so
there's a lot of pastors and first ladies that look good on the surface, and then behind closed doors, all hell is breaking loose.
I know.
How did we get to this?
That's what I just said. We talking. That's why I said.
Lisa just gave the question.
Wow. That's why I said we gotta. I would like to get into this topic, but since we are talking marriage, does that change the too late or not too late? If you invested 50 years, there are a lot more older people now that are leaving these what they call dead marriages because they seeing the younger people. They saying, you know what, I can do that. I was unhappy, and I see that it's a thing now that people are doing. Back in the day, getting divorced wasn't. It was taboo. It was very.
They got the senior dating sites and all kind of stuff. They hooking up and.
So, but I'm asking, with the topic, is it, don't do that. You already, y'all stalking the lady pumping 9, you talking about, but no, so what about that? Does the blueprint change in that situation with somebody who's invested 50 years into a marriage that now feel like, I was never really happy? Yeah. I did, honestly, I'm married because that's what the blueprint says.
Yeah, because there are, I mean, especially in the South.
That has some germane.
I was told by my cousins that that's what you do. You find your husband at college.
Different times, yeah.
So I thought that's where I was gonna. That's where I.
So, but is that a too late? Since this is y'all are sticklers for it's too late. Is it too late now that you're 60, 70 years old?
We think it's too late for certain things.
Okay.
To increase the value of your life, it's never too late.
Okay.
To increase the value of your life. It's never
so it is. I'm sorry.
I like what Dia said. Dia said, "I can say I'm trusting in God that through Him I'm going to discern relationships on how to choose them better." And that, Dia, is perfect. That is perfect.
I'm with that. The spirit of discernment is great. I'm with that. I support her 100%.
This is why He gives us gifts.
But she didn't say she was waiting.
Exactly.
I'm really serious.
Exactly, because here's the thing: we're waiting on God to do stuff that He already did.
But listen, with the right tools, you can build anything. And I think that we try to make this too spiritual, this relation. No, with the right tools, me and this brother can go out and build some stuff, and we got the right tools.
Got them in my car.
If you understand how to understand men, and this is where I shine. If you understand men and understand women and get the right tools, you can build a great relationship.
Yeah,
you can build a great marriage. You just need the right tools.
Yeah.
And you have to be on the same page. I mean, you can't build with somebody who's not.
I can build with anybody. I'm a man. I'm a leader. I can build with anybody.
82 people.
Yeah, I just don't want to. I just don't feel like it.
Right.
But I can build. But you give me the worst woman in earth. She can be at the strip club. Right? I can make her into what I need to be. I'm a leader. I'm a man.
Okay.
So I just don't want to. I don't have the time and energy.
So next show we're gonna set the still up with the stripper around the corner, and let's see what he can actually do. What he can actually do.
Oh Lord, we about to have a reality show if you're gonna do that, because I need to see that on video.
Well,
him turn a
I'm 40. I'm 41. I don't have the time. I'm happy.
It's not in your blueprint.
It's too late. It's too late. Okay, he could have did that when he was 20.
Well, we didn't get a chance to. Let's just run through the 9 things that she learned. We went through the whole. I think we kind of went through some of this with what we said. You feel wiser and more confident. Starting over in a new city isn't exclusive for the 20-something years old, which I was saying, North Carolina. That's what happened to me. That was a culture shock, a starting over experience out the yin yang, and I was 30 whatever years old, you know. But I will say this about North Carolina, where I can say I wonder if I was making the right decision with that, because I had to start over. I had my degree in hospitality. I had our family kitchen. I was catering, doing big parties before I got to North Carolina. But when I moved there, I was taking out trash. Yeah. So you talking about starting over? That's a real starting over. But it got done, and I wasn't unhappy. I was actually extremely happy. Now I had to check myself in my start over process, and I told you that I cried many days outside of that dumpster, because I'm like, why? I got my degree, and I'm in here under people who can't even really form a proper sentence. No disrespect, but they can't, you know. And I'm dumping trash, and I'm cooking for 250 and more parties at, you know, the church. But now on here, I'm dumping trash. I literally cried. And then my daughter went to that school, so she got to sit in here. She know I got my degree. She seen what I did, but instead she's seeing her classmates throw their lunch in my trash can. Some stuff splatter on me and everything, because they, you know, middle school kids, they ignorant. But I checked myself, and eventually, when I got myself together, I went there. I told you I was spinning trash cans around like I was juggling. I was like taking them, because I had to make what I was doing fun. Because at the end of the day, what smacked me in my face with my start over was, how you gonna own a business and you don't know every aspect of your business? You need to be able to tell the trash when they tell you that the dumpster's filled. No, they ain't, because I put 38 bags in that dumpster usually, you know, weekly, and I know this because I did it, you know, for whatever time, and that check me in my start over, you know. So to me, even with that going off the blueprint, as you say, and starting over in North Carolina, even with coming back here, I understood the business better, you know. So I'm just saying, as she said, in her what she learned in her 30s, starting over in a new city isn't exclusive for the 20-something years old. Then she said, free of roommates, you'll finally see what it means to be independent. You don't really understand that in your 20s, you know, because you think you on your own. You ain't. You'll experience nostalgia for your 20s. You'll develop a greater appreciation for your family. Living in a larger community will enhance your desire to explore. It'll still be okay. It will still be okay to party and stay out late. Now, at first, when I first read that, I was like, what that got to do with, you know, being 30? But I think that more so means because you think that once you get a certain age, now I can't dress like this no more, or I can't go out anymore. And I know somebody gonna disagree with that, because I do feel like there's a certain, at some point in your life, you shouldn't be in the street all the time.
I like how it said it'll still be okay to party, and not you can still party, because something happened when I hit my 30s. I was sleepy.
Amen.
Yes,
I was sleepy, and I wanted to go to sleep.
Right. They just stretching my ear, and I'm laughing like you do not realize.
Yeah, so I mean, it's okay.
Hit this light one more time.
It'll still be okay to stay out late, but most times you're just kind of going to want to go to sleep.
But like she said, it'll be okay to do it, meaning you can still enjoy your life while staying the course.
She said at 30?
In her 30s.
In your 30s.
In her 30s, right. Well, I mean, she was starting over at 30, so that's okay. That's not too late at 30s. I'm asking to start over. That's an appropriate age.
It is never too late to increase the value.
He gonna stick with it. You better. I know that's right. Okay, this is the thing that got me with what we're saying. Finding love will become an adventure. That's a nice way to put it. No.
Why you saying like that?
Well, because
here's the thing. And this is what I tell my daughter. You don't really know who you are, especially for a guy, until you hit 30. And it's very difficult to be with somebody while they're trying to find themselves, and interact with you while you're trying to find yourself. Don't work. But everybody has a plan in their blueprint. Get married at 25, kids at 27, and you know, they already have this No, slow it down. Get married in your 30s. You're still young enough to have kids. Enjoy life for a couple, 2 years, 2-3 years with just your spouse. Have some babies at 33. 35, you good. Don't have no more, and keep it moving.
Is that not a blueprint?
That is a blueprint.
Everybody
I never said that you shouldn't have one.
So
I
who
said
makes the blueprint for your daughter? You, or somebody who's mentoring her?
I am her mentor.
Exactly.
Right, because her mother's in her life.
But here's the thing. No,
that's who make your
I
blueprint.
didn't make her blueprint. I give her advice, and she creates her
That's
own
all a blueprint is.
Blueprint.
The blueprint doesn't have to be the definite. It's just a guideline, some advice.
She listens to the wisdom of those around her, and she creates the path for her life.
She's getting a blueprint.
Herself.
She's learning how to develop her own.
Exactly.
But
there you
is
go.
a blueprint.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, but she develops it. And we have to be okay with accepting the responsibility of developing my own
or
blueprint.
jelly and peanut butter sandwich. It's the same thing. She needs a blueprint. And you're the one who's helping her. You're the blueprint now. And when she gets older, she might meet a new mentor that will revamp her blueprint or build on it. Not revamp or build on it.
I'm not
but
disputing.
That's not what you said earlier.
Exactly. That's all I wanted to know.
Why do we need a blueprint?
I never said why do you need a blueprint, but I'm saying you don't get to tell me what my blueprint is.
Or when to implement the time.
Right. That's when you pick up your mentor. Your mentor might put a time limit on your blueprint. And if he's a good mentor, then if you don't like that time, and what you do, what typical people do who don't want to yield themselves to instructions, they'll move and find another one who will give them what they want to hear. But if you want to become what you see, you have to go where you can get what you see. Back to McDonald's, you have to duplicate these things, and you can build on them, but you have to come to a point where you're duplicating something to become what you want to be. It's not just created. You did not mostly become this.
I'm thinking about taking that one from. That's a good word, man. It's so practical and logical, and we get so caught up. Not us, but a lot of people get so caught up in their emotions and what they hear and hope. He just told you something, and it can't be disputed. It cannot be disputed.
I had some great mentors.
We got 2 minutes. We're going to commercial break. There's a whole lot of things that I had on here that I wanted to say, media moments, this, that, and the other that I didn't get a chance to say, but we basically covered most of them. I will just say, to me, I would never say that it's too late. I just don't believe in the term it's too late. I believe in really understanding what it is. I know. I just don't. I don't believe in the term it's too late, only because I feel like if you look into what it is that you want, why it is that you really want it, and like I say, whether it's NBA or whether it's ice skating, even if it's something that you physically cannot do anymore, you still may be able to find fulfillment in lines with what it is that you want. You might can't get in the NBA, but maybe you coach one. You might can't play ball, but maybe you can, I don't know what you call it, water boy. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know. I'm saying, I know that I'm saying, but some people, it's just the smell of the field or the smell of the arena. They just want to be in it because it's something that they desire so bad. By any means necessary, you want to just get your foot in the door. I don't know. Everybody has their own blueprint, as y'all said. For me,
yes, you can. Wow.
Can I say this? Can I say that? Here's my disclaimer. I'm not saying you can't start over, but I am saying there are some things you cannot start at an older age and do and be successful at it.
Okay.
Very true.
Okay.
Very true.
The reason why I brought this up, Will Smith said, find a career that you would do for free and you'll never work a day in your life. That's one of the main things that I live by. And finding something that makes you happy, whether you find it at 25 or you find it at 65, I think you should put forth all energy you have. Right. Whatever you got left, you found it too late, then I'm sorry. Right. You might not have had access to it, like you said. Especially those who are older who were not privy to the freedom the way we are now. They might not have had the opportunity until now to do it. So I'm saying, stick with it. Do what you need to do. I would not say give up on it. We ready to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk Ghana one last time when we come back. And I want to introduce some sponsorships that we got coming. So stay tuned, please. We'll be right back.
Just a Bit Outside radio show.
There is one glaring stat that I read about while watching the games over the weekend. New York Yankees went 22 straight innings with at least one strikeout.
Really?
That's a major league record for the postseason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statistic.
It is. You know, and then when you think about it, it's like, okay, you know, that, to me, that's like a big reason why, you know, they're losing right now.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good.
You are listening to
Peter's thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Thank you, Lisa. When Girls Gabbing launches, I will be calling. You already know we're gonna be there.
Oh yes,
we definitely gonna be there.
Because it's called Girls Gabbing. It's called Girls Gabbing.
Listen, Lisa, these are two great men. They would never do. They're adamant about what they say, but they're not being dismissive. They're actually pretty.
They actually smell.
Sorry. No, I'm joking. Listen, they're really good, man. They really not. But you know, Sunset, so we love a heated debate. That's what this is what we live for. Is to have a good, open discussion with no judgment. Should we say? And we're not supposed to agree. But you know what though? I love the male's perspective because we don't see it. And that's why we're a good team. Men and women supposed to work together. But those who tuned in, I appreciate you tuning in. We are at the last segment of the show. I just want Basil to talk about Hope Ghana one more time for those, because we have some new people here. Hope Mission. I'm looking at his hat, and his hat said Hope Ghana. Hope Mission. Take it away.
First of all, thank you for having me. I enjoyed you guys. You guys rock. Real talk. Hope Missions Ghana is a group that Jermaine Gibbs put together with people so that we can go help the people of Ghana. We will be traveling there in March. We adopted a school. The school has nothing. It's just walls and some classrooms. They don't have any books. They don't have any backpacks, any school supplies. So what we're doing is we're having an event to raise money so that we can go over in Ghana and put computers. We can put a bathroom in the school. The school doesn't have a bathroom. And we can put a well in the adjoining village so they can have clean water. We have a big event on January the 28th.
We're gonna have something else
next Sunday. It's a red carpet event. Put your best clothes on. Come down. Davon Fleming from The Voice is our special music guest. We're gonna have a band. We're gonna have a DJ. We're gonna have food. We're gonna have professional pictures taken so that you can. It's gonna be a really, really classy event. Please come and help support the children of Ghana. We are really impassioned about this. We are really, working really hard to get this done. So please come out and support us. If you can't physically come, please go to our website, HopeMissionsGhana.com, and buy a wristband. They're $5. Buy a shirt. They're $25, I believe. Buy a hat, or just donate. And if you can't do any of that, just pray for us for our safety, and more importantly, pray for the children of Ghana.
Absolutely, and of course, Sunset Soul will be in the building at the event coming up on the 28th. Tickets are $40. You can go to the link is in the comments. HopeMissionsGhana.com. If by chance you can't get to it, inbox me. I'll get the information from Basil, and I'll be able to give that to you. Listen, for those who have any businesses, any type of work that you really need some type of sponsorship for, advertisement for, hit me up, let us know. Sunset Soul could absolutely put your ad in the commercials. As you can see, the different ads that come up during the commercial breaks. There's other options here for sponsorships. So give us a call. We have Miss Rachel. I was going to call her something else. I'm glad I got it. Miss Rachel. She will be here on next week talking about her Mothers and Sons Summit that will be at Fort Worthington Elementary School on February the 17th from 9 to 5. Awesome event. It's a free event for mothers and their sons. You can go to www.com. What's it? Compasscts? COMPASSCTS.com. www.compasscts.com and register. It is a free event. She'll be here on next week to talk to us about the event. But from what I have spoken to her, is definitely focused on the relationship between the mothers and sons and helping to build communication skills and different workshops about the violence and things that is in Baltimore and how we can help with deterring our children from going down that line. There's so many different things that she have here. Giveaways, and they got food, and they have it's awesome event. So I want her to come in. I want her to talk about it. It'll be on the 17th of February at Fort Worthington Elementary School, the Mothers and Sons Summit. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you to my guest, Mr. Basil, my co-host, of course, both of them. We will see y'all on next week, new time. Thank you all for tuning in. Even though we had the time change from 7 to 9, this will be our time indefinitely. So we will see you next week at 7 o'clock. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monty.